Alright guys, so last time we worked on some Punnett squares. We also did some definitions of genes, traits, and alleles. And so now we're going to move towards some deeper knowledge. Now I kind of threw at you guys this sort of lettering scheme. Do you guys remember that? The brown and the blue for the alleles. Now I kind of want to give you guys a more scientific term to describe that. So just to see what you guys know, does anybody know what the root hetero means?
Straight.
Different. Different, not straight. Different. And so this means different. Now, can anybody tell me what the root homo means?
Same.
Same, correct. So for these terms, we're going to use these root words, and when we're talking about the same allele, we're going to call it heterozygous. And if they have one brown and one blue, they're going to be heterozygous. They're different. If they have the same, they're going to be homozygous. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So when I refer to a heterozygous or a homozygous, and I ask you guys to give me examples of something like that, you guys can do that? All right. So let's do something different this time. We're going to do another Punnett square, but we're going to do a different gene. Now, another gene that exemplifies simple dominance is earlobes. I know it's kind of weird. So you probably maybe have noticed throughout your life that if you can feel your earlobe right now, some of you have earlobes that hang, and other people have earlobes that are just strictly straight attached to the side of their head. Does everybody have hanging earlobes, or?
I have
No.
Do you have hanging earlobes?
No.
No. Okay, so you are the recessive allele. You are exemplifying that. So for earlobes, let's go big E for hanging. Does that sound funny? No?
I'm listening.
All right. And then we'll go little e for attached. So I'm going to give you guys an example. So if we have, what's your name?
Katie.
Katie. So Katie, you have attached earlobes. So what does that mean? Are you heterozygous or homozygous? And for recessive or dominant? So you're not.
No, homo.
So you're going to be homozygous because to show the recessive trait that we talked about last class, you're going to have two recessive alleles to show it. So that's why it's much harder for someone to have attached, because they have to have just like blue eyes. So now we're going to do a Punnett square, and I'm going to give you guys two heterozygous parents. Can someone tell me what heterozygous means again?
Different.
Different. So they have different alleles. Now, does any one of you guys want to come up here and fill out this Punnett square for me? Yeah, you can come on up. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, did she do it right, guys?
Yes.
Let's try it to me. Let's try it to me. So now, one of the key things about genetics is figuring out the probabilities of certain genes and alleles expressing themselves. So we only have one homozygous dominant, correct? So that's big E, big E. So then, what is the probability here of getting big E, big E?
25%.
25%, also 1/4, either or. Now, what is the probability of heterozygous? 2/4, correct. So that's going to be 1/2 if you reduce that down, or 50%. And then for Katie in the room, the probability of having homozygous recessive is 25%. Oops. So this is a common cross. So what we just did is crossed the two parents. This would be the dad and the mom. And so that's how we can figure out the probability of you expressing a certain allele. And so these would be, in a question I'd ask you, what is the probability of these two individuals with these alleles to produce an offspring that has attached earlobes? And so then that's when you would answer what? 25%. You'd answer right here. So just to remember it, make these actual people. This is Katie's dad, Katie's mom. This is Katie right here. See, she's got nice hair. That's Katie. So today, we're gonna, since Punnett squares are such a crucial part, and this dominance is such a crucial part of genetics, I'm going to give you a few more problems to work on. They're going to be a little bit more difficult, involving more heterozygous crosses. And you guys are going to have that ready for me for the next class.